Get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 37.
And the Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Watch the whip. 155.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
He's checking. Crash. Get the boys down, he's coming. Off. Hey, Mike, 20.
To throw is Watson. Into the hands of the tight end. This is Jordan Thomas. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done. When the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Watson throwing quickly to Hopkins. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Now Watson. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
So don't say nothing. Yep. 41 Mike. 41 Mike. Hey, watch this. We grip.
This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. Mecole Hardman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. Lambo on for the extra point. And it's up. It's good. Our score, 14-6.
Jaguars 14, Texans 6. Josh Lambo to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And some space here.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, you're almost in field goal position.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're kind of searching for that magic elixir. You know, they're moving the football a little bit, but not with any great consistency.
I love that term you just used, elixir, right?
Old school.
Old school. I love that because you don't want to put too much pressure on your defense as well. All right, if you're kicking field goals, that's great, but your defense has to keep going out there and holding the other team. You're not giving them any cushion to work with, and that gets tougher and tougher as the game goes along. Put the ball in the end zone and get 6s. That's the ambrosia that they're looking for.
Ambrosia trying to erase this deficit. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. A shotgun snap for Watson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Myles Garrett in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? I mean, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors they'd have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
Watson's throw pulled in by Hopkins. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And this is up and good. It brings them within a point now. It's 14-13. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. Here's Gordon. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Set 50, plant. You got nothing to do. You got that.
On third down, Fournette. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Pulled in at the 24. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
Remember, they get the kickoff to start the second.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Man, blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Watson. And the pressure gets to him again.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
Here we go. Kill. 24.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Watson going up top and unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
A great return there of 22 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey. You got three. Three down.
Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Intended for Josh Oliver. Incomplete. Let's hear it, Texans fans, because it's third down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Switch. 6-6. Pull it high. Look at me. Zipper.
They'll throw now on the final play. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he'll give it here to his running back. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Yeah, let's go second.
A first down carry here for Johnson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the air now with Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
Watch the ship. Hey, alert.
To throw is Watson. Throwing on 3rd and long. Flushed out right. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. And they give this time to the tailback. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Jaguars' 46-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Back to throw, Watson. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
It's just me and you. 31. Me and you. It's just me and you. To the car. Double up. He's coming, double up.
from the gun. Here's Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
And the Jaguars first down.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Check the out. X3. 218. Chop. Let's go.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Melvin Gordon. His second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Lambeau to add on the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
Makes the score Jaguars 21, Texans 13. Josh Lambeau to kick off for Jacksonville.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Mark 20. Check it out, read.
Throwing again is Watson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
He's not going to get me. Hey, Mark, 20. They're not ready for this, man. Alert. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Check 3. 25. 25. Hustle. 25.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. And the blitz does come. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Ready. 30 base. Blue draw Porker.
Fournette, a first down carry. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run it again with Fournette. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Now Minshew. And that will be incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will bump the lead up to 11. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Now it's Watson. Open man is QT, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's good for 28 yards.
That's another Texans first down.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Back now in Houston. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. On 1st down, Watson. He finds Hopkins, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 more on that one and another first down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Again, it's Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year as his guys are back within a single score. And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not.
Touchdown, Texans.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. A big spot now for the Texans as they'll try for 2. This will be caught at about the 5. But he will not get in here. He stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Following the penalty, here's Gordon. Able to slither by. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try and move forward.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Double cut.
Now Leonard Fournette. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, Jaguars. Leonard Fournette, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Here we go. At their own 22-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Watson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. That goes for a gain of 31.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Check it.
Watson now. From the gun, he'll throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Out routes are always timing routes. And if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Watson. Going to throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Watson now to throw, and that is incomplete. The linebacker, Miles Jack, able to knock that one away.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
36. Motion. Alert. 26.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. And that is incomplete. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
61, match box, right. Undercross, go.
Now Fournette. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Again, it's Fournette. And shedding through the tackle. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Ready up. 55, Mike, 55. Hey, Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check, 55. Go. Come on, dude.
So 3rd and long, here's Minshew. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. This is caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Josh Oliver, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Watson to throw again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You see me? You see me? They can't stop me.
11-yard loss on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 3rd and long. It's Watson. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
It's 4th down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They will indeed snap it to Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Out of the gun, Watson. Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans get a bit closer. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A big pickup of 38. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. 1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Watch the safety creep. 6 guys, check 6 guys. Deuce, Greystone, travel. Get it.
They'll run with Fournette. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. So the Jags will keep the offense out there as they'll decide to go for 2.
Check 50, check 50.
Minshew sets to throw. The quick slant caught. And he is not going to be able to break free as they wrap him up right at the line of scrimmage. And the try for 2 is going to come up empty. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, 75 yards. And the Texans cut into that lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the Jaguars. And that should just about do it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And nothing but daylight ahead. And this will be a touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. That's caught. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Well, at least at the very end, there's something to take away. They lost the game, but got in the end zone, got a 2-point conversion as well. I don't know, though. In the end, you still lost the football game.
You still lost the game, but maybe they were just capitalizing on the flurry at the end, right? You scored the touchdown, keep the momentum going, go for 2. Maybe they're working on something for down the road. As you said, it doesn't matter. You lose the game, but you finish with a touchdown and a successful 2-point conversion.
Some sort of a building block.
Yeah, something.
So for the Jags, it will wind up a 500 season as the win means they'll finish right at 8-8. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for the Texans, it'll be a 10-loss season as they wrap up 6-10. And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.